First up to the Daily Mail this morning, it's time to stop appeasing extremists in our jails. This is a story that Hashem Abidi, convicted of strategizing the Manchester Arena bombing alongside his brother Salman, he was given access in jail to a self-cook kitchen. And through having that, he was able to sling hot cooking oil at guards and fashion 2 blades from a baking tray. And you see it here as well, the smiling assassin. Now, the mature, pragmatic and productive way to look at this would be to say, well, you don't want inmates to have access to a kitchen in any capacity, really, because it is quite dangerous. You know, like they could do this. They could leave the gas on if it's a gas cooker. They could start a fire. And these are statistically quite violent people, right? So it's not a risk. Like, it's always going to be a risk if you give violent offenders that have been locked away from society access to some sort of kitchenette. Also, you could say that you don't want inmates to be so unsupervised that they're free to start turning baking trays into blades. Like, they do need to be watched, if not at all times, then nearly all the time. So this is a supervision story as well. But unfortunately, both of those observations, both of those aspirations, I suppose they are, both of them lead to more expense. So like if you take away the self-cook kitchen, then you're going to need more centralized kitchen staff, aren't you? Or if you increase the number of prison wardens so you can, have good oversight of the inmates, well, then you're going to need to get more money from somewhere to pay them their salaries. So then once you talk about upping the budgets for these institutions, then the Home Office would say, well, we're putting £5 million investment into this prison. And then newspapers like The Sun, the Daily Mail or whoever will be like, I'm sorry, you're giving £5 million to these savages while this old lady over here starves. And I suppose we should mention, it would be remiss not to mention that the Daily Mail, their tax structures, the taxes that would go some way to funding the changes that we need for both of those sets of policies, keeping people warm, keeping people fed, but also providing oversight within the prison system. The taxes that support all of that are traditionally not taxes that these newspapers want to pay. They really don't like taxes, guys.